Prime Minister Narendra Modi announces the extension of the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana till the end of November in his address to the nation. 80 crore people to get free food grains for the next 5 months at a cost of 90,000 crore rupees, says One Nation, One Ration card being implemented across the country. Phase 2 of unlock begins today. Relaxation in night curfew, provision for more domestic flights and trains, schools, colleges to remain closed till July 31st. Metro, trail, multiplexes, gyms, swimming pools, bars and auditoriums will stay shut until further orders, says Ministry of Home Affairs. 3 CRPF personnel injured, 1 civilian killed in the crossfiring between security forces and terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir's Sopore district. On the 5th year completion of Digital India program, Union Minister for Electronics, IT and Communications Ravi Shankar Prasad to hold a meeting via video conference today. Union Ministers Sanjay Dhotre, Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank are also likely to be present in the meeting. The recovery rate among the COVID-19 patients reaching over 60%, while the total active cases in the country record over 2.15 lakh with 3,34,821 discharged so far. 16,893 cases succumbed to the illness. Across the world, the number of infected cases approaching 1 crore 4 lakh mark with over 5 lakh 9,000 deaths. Flood situation continues to be grim in many states. 23 of the 33 districts of Assam has affected over 14,93,000 people. Death toll rises to 27. 4 rivers in Bihar flowing above the danger mark. Alert in 8 districts. Met Department predicts more rainfall in the days ahead. And in international news, US Federal Communications Commission declares Chinese telecom companies Huawei and ZTE as national security threats. US telecom companies no longer use federal funds to purchase equipments from the operators. Good morning. Welcome to English News. Now for the stories in detail and the big news that we are tracking at this hour. Terrorists attacking a CRPF party at the model town Sopore of Jammu and Kashmir today morning. These CRPF personnel have been injured in the attack. For more, we are joined by our correspondent Salman Qazi. Salman, good morning. Salman, bad news coming in. Give us an update on what exactly is happening there. What's happened in this particular, gunfight that's taken place early morning?
This attack happened in the Sopore town of the Baramulla district. A CRPF Naka party was attacked by militants, and in the resultant firing, what the initial report that we have got is that 3 CRPF personnel have been injured and 1 civilian has also been injured in this exchange of fire. And the whole area has been cordoned off and the search operations are on to nab the attackers and to kill them. These are the initial reports. The injured have been shifted to the hospitals, and I think we will be getting a little bit more information on this aspect also in some minutes. But this is a devastating situation, and we don't have complete information as to what exactly has happened after the attack. Okay. Right now, the firing has stopped, but the search operations are on in the area.
Okay, considering that the CRPF personnel have been attacked, what's the condition of the CRPF personnel that have been attacked? Is there an update on that?
Right now, we don't know. Probably these might not be serious injuries, but frankly, we don't have complete information as of yet because the attack has happened just 10 to 15 minutes ago, and this is still a developing situation. The whole area has been cordoned off, and as I have told you that the injured have been shifted to the hospitals, and we are not. I think once they reach hospitals or the CRPF themselves gives out the information, it will be very difficult for us to make any guesses about what is the condition of the injured personnel. But what our local representative said that the injured have been shifted to Sopore Hospital. That might mean that injuries are not that serious, but that this might be simply this thing that they will be first shifted to Sopore Hospital and then might be shifted to the bigger hospital in Srinagar.
Okay, since you mentioned Sopore area, is there also any fear that of any civilian being hurt in this particular?
Yeah. As I've told earlier, that one civilian has been injured in this cross-firing, and we don't know what is the condition of the injured civilian also.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Thank you and appreciate you joining us. We'll come back to you for more updates on that particular story. So that's the story there, the breaking story at this point of time. CRPF terrorists attacking that CRPF patrolling party in Jammu and Kashmir's Sopore area, 3 Jawans being injured. We'll get you more updates on that story. Moving on, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday addressed the nation once again, a day after the Unlock 2 guidelines were released by the Union Home Ministry. While the PM urged the people to keep taking all precautions as economic activity picks up, he also announced the extension of the Prime Minister's Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana for another 5 months. The scheme, which was implemented during the lockdown, provides 80 crore poor people with 5 kgs of rice or wheat each month and 1 kg of chana per family per month. The Prime Minister also said that One Nation, One Ration Card scheme is being rolled out across the country to make it hassle-free for the poor and the migrants. All states should take the effort forward. The Prime Minister added that going forward, the government's strategy is to increase economic activity while exercising caution so that the poor and downtrodden can be empowered.
अब पूरे भारत के लिए हमने एक सपना देखा है। कई राज्यों ने तो बहुत अच्छा काम भी किया है। बाकी राज्यों पर भी हम आग्रह कर रहे हैं कि इसको काम को आगे बढ़ाएं। और काम क्या है? अब पूरे भारत के लिए एक राशन कार्ड की व्यवस्था भी हो रही है, यानी एक राष्ट्र एक राशन कार्ड, वन नेशन वन राशन कार्ड। इसका सबसे बड़ा लाभ उन गरीब साथियों को मिलेगा जो रोजगार या दूसरी आवश्यकताओं के लिए अपना गांव छोड़ करके कहीं और जाते हैं, किसी और राज्य में जाते हैं।
Well, phase 2 of the unlock begins from today. The centre on Monday issued guidelines for phase 2 of the unlock. According to the Union Home Ministry, the lockdown in containment zones has been extended till the end of July, but it has tried to minimize movement curbs to boost economic activity and allowed states to take steps based on their assessment of the situation on ground zero. The guidelines made it clear that states have the right to add most restrictions depending on their reading of the situation. Social distancing will, however, remain in the norm of public places. The guidelines eased nighttime curfew and allowed more than 5 people at a time to visit a shop in the second phase of lifting restrictions on movement starting from the 1st of July. While most existing curbs, such as the ban on reopening schools and colleges, as well as multiplexes, gyms and bars, and the operation of metro rail services have been maintained. Well, for more on that story, Arun Sharma, correspondent, joining us, giving us more details on Unlock 2.0. Arun, good morning. Arun, how do you look at it? Do you look at it that does the Ministry of Home Affairs retain more curbs and curfew is going to be eased in this particular lockdown phase 2, unlock phase 2?
That's right, Anil. And Unlock 2.0 is perhaps a qualitative and quantitative advancement of
Okay.
Unlock 1.0. Looking at the fact that the important takeaways of Unlock 2.0 is that there will be only essential services or important services as far as the containment zones are concerned. That means it shall be locked down in containment zones. There is no compromise in that part. And states have been given more power to impose restrictions if in case states feel that there is a need for more restrictions. So that's number one. Number two important part is that the curfew time has been relaxed other than the containment zone. We saw that earlier in various phases of lockdown and unlock 1.0. The curfew timings were from 7 to 7, then it was relaxed from 9 to 7. So now the curfew timings outside the containment zone is from 10 p.m. in the night till 5 a.m. in the morning. That means, and that too, there is relaxation in these curfews. If in case somebody is going to the airport, if a truck is going carrying goods, if passengers are moving, interstate or interstate movement is taking place for some important work, if somebody is coming back from office or going to office. So in these cases, a person can do movement. But other than that, the curfew time will be imposed from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning. Last but not the least over here, that's the education part. Most of the parents and teachers were, having a view that what will happen as far as during the July month, what will be the state of affairs as far as the education institutions are concerned. So government has clearly said that till 31st of July, all the education institutions, colleges, schools, all this shall be kept closed. But yes, the training center, this is an important development. I mean, this is very small part, but it's a very important part. Training center under the central government or the state government, they shall reopen from 15th of July. Government will also come out with the SOPs for these training centers, that what shall be the road ahead. But then yes, the training center will start opening up. And as far as the flight movement is concerned, the ambit or the expansion of the domestic flight will take place, so that we can expect more routes, more flight operations as far as domestic flights are concerned. And we know this fact that as far as international flights are concerned, under the Vande Bharat mission, we are in the phase 3 as of now. So from 3rd of July, the phase 4 of Vande Bharat mission will start. So we will see expansion of this Vande Bharat mission further. And it is also very much likely that government might form some bilateral bubbles with various countries. So it is also very much likely that in the month of July, government might go ahead with some bilateral routes as well, that maybe with some countries, limited countries, but that will be on the case-to-case basis. So these are some of the big takeaways whereby the government has given more power to the states in Unlock 2.0.
Okay. Arun, looking at Unlock 2.0, can states no longer seal borders? Does that, the threat that existed, do states have the liberty to seal their borders, or is that gone? And how is that important?
See, when we talked about the last phase of the lockdown and Unlock 1.0, there was a clause in the interstate and intrastate movement that looking at the situation at the borders, states have the power to seal the borders. But then they'll have to publicize that matter, that they are sealing the border, which border are they sealing. So they have to completely publicize that matter. But now, when it comes to the Unlock 2.0, government completely says that there is no need for any kind of restrictions. Now, no more e-passes are required by any of the person to cross any border. So this gives a complete sense that as the green shoots of recovery are there, there's a free movement taking place of goods and passengers. It is very much government is assured that there is no sealing of the border. That means persons from Delhi to Haryana, from Delhi to Uttar Pradesh, they can travel on very much ease as of now. So there is no sealing at this point in time. But yes, the states, as I said earlier, they have more power. But this is for sure that there is no sealing as of now as far as borders are concerned.
Okay, we'll leave it there. But remember, social distancing needs to be followed to the T. Thank you and appreciate you joining us this morning, Arun, with those updates. Well, moving on, Digital India is a flagship program of the government with a vision to transform India into a digitally empowered society and knowledge economy. The Digital India initiative was launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on this day in 2015, and on the 5th anniversary of the program today, Union Minister for Electronics and Communication Ravi Shankar Prasad will hold a meeting via video conference. Union Ministers Sanjay Dhotre, Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank are also likely to be present in the meeting. India is one of the fastest digitizing nations in the world. The Digital India program is driven by an explosion in mobile connectivity, the reach of internet infrastructure nationwide, and the exponential growth of data consumption and the emergence of startup in the digital transformation space. One of the most successful outcomes of the Digital India initiative has been the runaway success of the Jan Dhan Aadhaar mobile initiative, which has provided a digital identity to more than 1 billion Indian citizens, as well as access to the banking system to millions of Indians who had earlier excluded from the formal economy. Moving to Uttar Pradesh, the government there has launched a door-to-door screening of people across all 75 districts today to screen and detect hidden cases for capping the coronavirus spread. The health teams will visit every household under a special surveillance plan. Health teams will be mapping vulnerable persons, including pregnant women, patients with comorbid conditions like cancer, renal disease or diabetes, the elderly and the children below 10 years of age. The drive will begin today from Meerut division. Since there is an urgency to curb the corona spread in the district, the health officials will fan out to other districts from July 5th. Conducting such survey in Uttar Pradesh is a huge task, as the state has a population of over 23 crore. Meanwhile, the state tally of coronavirus cases stands at 22,828 with 6,650 active cases after the recovery of 15,506 patients. As many as 672 people have lost their battle to the virus so far in Uttar Pradesh. Collective and focused efforts for containment and management of COVID-19 by the government along with the states and union territories have led to the recovery rate among COVID-19 patients fast approach the 60% mark. The number of diagnostic labs is also continuously increasing. India has now 1,049 diagnostic labs dedicated to COVID-19. These include 761 labs in the government sector and 288 private labs. Testing is also being ramped up. As many as 2,10,292 samples have been tested in the last 24 hours. The total number of samples tested as on date stands at 86,08,654. Meanwhile, the National Blood Transfusion Council under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has issued the second interim guidelines to conduct blood transfusion services safely in the COVID-19 pandemic. Moving on, the flood situation in Assam remains unchanged, with Brahmaputra and its tributaries flowing above the danger level mark at different places. The flood has hit 23 of the 33 districts of Assam, affecting over 14,93,000 people. Barpeta has been the worst affected district, with 4,86,000 people reeling under flood water, followed by South Salmara district with over 1,95,000 people being hit. Over 75,000 hectares of crop areas are being affected till now by the floods. With 3 people losing their lives in the last 24 hours, the death toll in this season has reached 27. The Assam State Disaster Management Authority has said that with a total of 265 relief camps and distribution centers being functional, housing 25,461 inmates. The current wave of flood has hit the Kaziranga National Park hard, with many areas of the park underwater. In order to escape the flooded Kaziranga, animals are now trying to reach the nearby highland areas. Besides Kaziranga National Park, the Pabithora Wildlife Sanctuary and the Rajiv Gandhi Orang National Park have also been affected by the floods. Rescue and relief operations are going on in a big way. 3,245 people have been evacuated and moved to safer places by the SDRF and NDRF personnel. Similar is the disaster that is unfolding in Bihar. 4 of its major rivers continue to flow above the danger level. The IMD, that's the Indian Meteorological Department, has issued a high alert warning in 8 of its districts due to the water gushing down from the upper regions of Nepal. The downstream area in Bihar is the worst affected, with rivers crossing the danger levels. Also, Mahananda, Sunundi and Ganga are flowing beyond the danger levels. The IMD department has forecasted that and it does not give any glimmer of hope to the people in these 2 states, as it has predicted rainfall in eastern UP, Bihar, Himalayan West Bengal, Sikkim, Assam and Meghalaya and some northeastern states.
एक सर्कुलेशन ईस्ट यूपी के पास बना हुआ है और एक ट्रफ भी जा रही है बिहार से लेकर उड़ीसा तक, तो उसके चलते जो है आपको जो ज़्यादा वर्षा मिलने वाली है वो मिलने वाली है आपके पूर्वी यूपी, बिहार, पश्चिम बंगाल का हिमालय क्षेत्र, सिक्किम, असम और मेघालय, और यहाँ भारी वर्षा भी हो सकती है। तो यहाँ लोगों को थोड़ा सा काफ़ी केयरफुल रहना पड़ेगा।
Well, Duina now joins us with more updates on the phone line. Duina, what's the update? What's the latest there? You know, in the last 24 hours, how's been the rain there in Assam? Has there been some relief there for the people who have been affected by incessant rains?
Right, Anil, the rainfall has stopped a bit now, but
Okay.
yes, during the 24 hours, 3 more people drowned yesterday, as the flood situation still remains the same. Now the death toll has increased to 27, as I have mentioned, and around 14,93,000 people have been affected in 2,235 villages and localities across 23 districts of Assam, and more than 75,700 hectares of cropland have been affected. And you know, if you talk about the rivers, almost all the major rivers, including the Brahmaputra, the Jia Bharati, Buri Dihing, Dhansiri, Kapili, and Puthimari, are flowing above the danger level,
Okay.
because of which the overflowing rivers breach embankments at several places and you know, damaging vital roads and bridges, according to officials. And till now, the district administrations have set up 265 relief camps in various districts, where more
Okay.
than 25,000 people are taking shelter. And the most hit district is Barbeta now, with more than 4,87,000 people been affected, followed by South Salmara, then Nalbari, then Morigaon and Goalpara. And if we talk about the national parks, which are the center of attraction in this area, the Kaziranga National Park is being badly hit, with
Okay.
almost 14 animals have died so far due to flooding and vehicle hits and other reasons, for which
Okay.
the park authorities have imposed speed restrictions and also issued some time cards that require
Okay.
drivers to cover that particular stretch with animal corridors within a specified time. And we
Okay.
have already mentioned that the animals which are underwater, they have already they are trying to shift to the nearby highlands for their safety.
Okay. Okay, Duina, you take good care of yourself. We'll come back to you for more updates as you report from ground zero on the flood situation there in the state. Moving on now to the global COVID-19 update. Let's now take a look at the COVID-19 update from across the world. Over 5 lakh people worldwide have now lost their lives due to the COVID-19 pandemic, while the overall number of global COVID-19 cases have crossed the 1 crore mark. The US accounted for the world's highest number of infections and fatalities. Over 26,29,000 confirmed cases have been reported in the United States, while over 1,27,000 people have lost their lives so far in USA. The country with the second highest number of recorded cases is Brazil, with 14,02,000 cases and deaths in excess of 59,000. Behind the US and Brazil, the UK has accounted for 43,000 fatalities, while in terms of cases, Russia ranks third in the world with 6,46,000 cases. Well, that's all we have time for in this edition of news. Thanks for watching. But remember, do take good care of yourself. Bye-bye.